Hi and welcome to another video. This time we're going to look at how you can pay zero taxes, a complete tax write-off, the full rundown of what you're not being told by the media, by the government. They're not making it very clear at all. But follow these loopholes and you can pay zero taxes completely legally. So let's crack in. So we've all heard of the famous comedian Jimmy Carr. He was made a stand-up figurehead of tax avoidance. But what they never explained to you is the fact he was using a purely legal investing scheme, which is reducing taxes. This was produced by our very own government to encourage investing, and they give you a nice tax relief. The items I'm going to cover today are the Enterprise Investment Schemes, EIS. They're not very well heard of, they're not even spoken of, but I'm going to try and expose some of these and show you why there's such a great way to legally pay zero tax every single year if you wish to do so. So let's come through some of the detail. So let's start off the benefits of the Enterprise Investment Scheme. So we have the income tax relief. It gives you 30% of your investment as a tax relief on investments up to 1 million. That's a huge amount of benefit you can see there. You also have here capital gains disposal relief. That means you do not pay capital gains on your investment as it grows over the next 3 years. So as long as you hold your investment for 3 years or more, you will pay zero capital gains tax. Again, a very nice benefit. You also have loss relief. The reason you say loss relief is because when you make your investments, you receive your tax deduction by means of benefit. Therefore, your losses are effectively less than the cash value. I'm going to go through that in the examples in a minute. And you also have capital gains tax reinvestment relief. That's really important here. That means you can actually defer your taxes. So let's say you had a tax bill for several years ago, up to three, sometimes 5 years before, you can make an investment now and use that as tax relief off your previous tax years. So that's really important to know. So let's go through in detail more about the Enterprise Investment Scheme tax relief. So there's no minimum amount, and your tax relief is up to 30% on your investments. So if you invested, for those millionaires out there that would be investing, if you took £1 million of investment, you would receive £300,000 of tax relief in a single year. That's your maximum amount. For the rest of us, even making a small amount, even if you made a £1,000 investment, you've received £333 of reducing your taxes. So surely it's better to make an investment to reduce taxes rather than just pay the tax man. That's the way you look at it. This is for a standard single person. If you are a married couple, then your benefits are both. You have, say, the capital gains tax relief. So therefore, if you hold your investments for 3 years or longer, you pay zero capital gains tax on the profit that you made if you sell those investments. So it's a win-win situation. So let's have a good look at some examples. These are key to make it realistic for you and I. So let's just say you make an investment of £10,000 and the company does very well. Let's say they double in the 3 years that you're going to hold this for. So you receive the tax relief of 30% at the beginning. You get a certificate for this. Your income tax relief is £3,000. Say later in 3 years you decide to sell when the shares are double, take a profit. You pay zero tax on your capital gain, so you don't pay anything on the tax at all. So your true gain is £13,000. So the £10,000 profit plus the £3,000 income tax you saved from the application. That's a really nice way to put it. Now let's look at example 2. We'll say the company has flatlined, zero growth, but it's not lost. So all is good. So your £10,000 investment, you claim your £3,000 of income tax relief. The capital gains will be zero because it's made no money. So your overall gain is still £3,000 of income tax relief. That's still a benefit. So let's take a rather extreme situation. Let's say the company shuts down. Let's say it didn't do well. It went bankrupt for whatever reason. So what is your actual loss? So if you made a £10,000 investment, you still receive your £3,000 income tax relief at the beginning. So your capital at risk is £7,000. But because you can also gain a loss relief of 45%, that means your actual loss is a lot less. And you see in the calculation here is your loss is only £3,850 from a £10,000 investment. That's because of tax reliefs. These are all not being spoken about, and these are huge because making an investment saves you money in the long term and saves you taxes. Taxes is dead money. It's a bill that we do not need to pay voluntarily. Yes, the taxes are in place, they need to collect taxes, but you don't have to. Being a smart investor, thinking outside the box, follow the rules. I'm not suggesting do anything illegal. Follow the rules that are all within the small print of the HMRC and the government guidelines. These are the ways you can save your tax bill massively, but they're not being spoken about, so that's why I wanted to get through to them. So we're going to give you a true example of how you can reduce your taxes using what your tax calculation comes out at. Again, reverse engineer these things because you know you can do a deferral on your tax income relief and go back 3 years. So let's say this current year you've done your tax calculation and your tax bill comes out at £10,000. We'll keep it nice and simple on the round numbers. So that's in this current year. So if you know your tax relief is 30%, then if you made an investment of 3 times that, so you'd be looking at 30,000, your tax relief on it is 10,000. Therefore, your income tax is actually zero because of the offset with your tax relief. So you have to look at things in a bigger picture. Making an investment into one of the enterprise investment schemes may seem higher risk, but the risk is actually borne more by the government and reducing your taxes than it is by coming out of your own pocket, even looking at the calculations. So this is really something to consider, that whether instead of paying £10,000 into the tax man, do you spend £30,000 toward an investment and receive zero taxes? As always, you're still receiving the benefit of your investment. Make your investments work for you and not paying a tax bill. This is perfectly legal, perfectly straightforward. It's just the fact no one else is talking about this. So I'm going to go through where I make my private investments. I use a company called Crowdcube.com. They offer UK and European platforms. They are expanding worldwide slowly. So watch this space. I'm going to do a little guide through here and show you the web page and show you the details and what you need to look out for if you are going to make some of these investments. So let's have a look through this. So here we are on the main homepage of crowdcube.com. You can see it's really nice. It just shows you how it all works. Basically, it's a shop front for investment that businesses are pitching for. It's a bit like Dragon's Den in the best expression. And you can see here, they show you all the fees, minimum amounts of investments you can make. The huge thing is taking advantage of tax relief, which is 30% EIS schemes, which are very important. On the front page, it shows you a couple of their premium products, which they're looking to promote, which are closed. They're all open for a certain amount of time. So it's important to get in while it's open and while it's funded. You have a look here. When you go into the different available companies you can invest in, you see the little blocks at the bottom and underneath the companies. You see the country that they're in, any rewards that they give, and you also see the EIS. Some of them are pending because the companies need to make an application for this. Other ones are already guaranteed to give you EIS, so you know you'll receive your 30% discount. There are also, what I've noticed on the website, there are other European countries with a similar tax relief system. Here you can see with Clower, they have a French tax relief system. This is for French tax residents, so that's worth checking out. I'm sure these will be evolving and becoming more available to other European taxpayers and worldwide taxpayers. So really have a look. It's worth registering for this and keep an eye on what products. Some may interest you. I've been very keen on here. I've actually been an investor through this platform into Free Trade, which is one of the other investment platforms I use. But I've also made different other investments for curiosity as well as diversification. Again, I would rather make an investment in another business to reduce my taxes rather than just pay the taxes. That is just a smarter way of making your money work for you over the long term. What's also nice with Crowdcube is many of these companies like to offer you rewards as investor rewards. They're nice little sweeteners. And we're going to look at one here we call Caligari. This is an EIS program as well, so you will receive your 30% discount for your income tax relief. And we'll just have a look through here. It's already overfunded, which means it's very popular, and you can still jump in. That's a very sign that it's very attractive to what they're offering. And as for them, you still have your 30% tax relief from the HMRC straight away. You have 0% capital gains tax on the investment, and you have the offset losses, which can be up to 45%. You can relieve your taxes from if the company does make a loss. So have a look around. So, and then you can get started. So I'll do another video later in the year because that's when the self-assessments are all due around about the Christmas time, which is Happy Christmas from the taxman. And I'm going to go through it again there because it's always worth noting you can keep an eye on these if you want to make smaller investments, but it's always worth noting if you make your tax returns and you get your tax numbers so you know what your tax bill is looking like, you can reverse engineer it to look at what investments you want to make your tax bill zero or close to. It's always worth making a small tax gesture. Make sure we're not doing the taxman short. Otherwise, you pay zero, they're going to start looking at things. But you can reduce your taxes massively and nearly hit zero. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been a good benefit. If you've enjoyed it, please give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and share this with your friends and family. Other people don't know about it. So please help spread the word. I want to get this to reach as many people as possible. And let's start investing and pay zero taxes on it. Until next time, take care.